What's up? It's Marco, Sage of Soccer, and today I'm going to be talking about the U.S. men's national team 5-0 win against the mighty Grenada. And man, before you get into the team, this Grenada team, dude, you gotta give props to them. There was something else. This is a great looking team. You have Jason Belfon in goal. He had a performance that Wikipedia described as coruscating. Don't even know what that word means. He was so good. You have Wright State legend AJ Patterson, Caden Herrick, who is as much of an Arsenal player as Austin Trusty is. Craig Noel McLeod, who plays at one level higher than #United. Romar Frank at right wingback. He scored against Panama before, which I think puts him above Yazi Zardes. You got Jamal Charles, who recently signed for Real Sociedad in Honduras. Then former Tottenham player Alex Lightning McQueen, Siobhan John Brown, and Carlton Balmer, who are former New York Cosmos, the team of Pele, Beckenbauer, and Raul. Jacob Barkley, Amapong up top, who scored twice in the English national team, and DeJean Noel Williams, who fought off relegation in the 6th tier. In addition to that, off the bench, you had Tyrone Sterling, who I'm pretty sure I ditched in the 6th tier of an FM save, and I think there was somebody from the 9th tier of England. Yeah, I skipped the NBA Finals to watch this, so yeah, not the highest level of opposition, as you can tell. The thing with this game was more about players not playing badly rather than playing good. And we had a couple of guys who I think really did that, and a couple of guys who might be surprising. First, Luca De La Tour, easy man of the match, looked amazing in this game. Just looks like a cut above. That's the only thing I can say. Dribbled past any player with ease. Looked athletic enough, did great defensive work, combining well, got some assists as the game really opened up towards the end, and I think he did a very good job and definitely staked his claim. Next, Kellen Acosta. I think he did enough to definitely stay on this team. I think his problem is that, a lot of times when the game, really picks up its pace, and, when the ball's moving around really quickly, he just kind of can't keep up. But when the game's, slow and we have a lot of the ball, I think he can do pretty well. I remember in the game against Bosnia, which was really bad, I felt that he was one of the better players, and he was one of the better players today. Now, I would never have him in the team over a guy like Weston, Luca, Yunus Musa, Tyler Adams, but I think he's done enough to, really cement his spot on the World Cup team. So that's a good performance by Kellen Acosta. At center back, Cameron Carter-Vickers and Aaron Long did good. We didn't really learn much, but they were solid. This was an easy game where you could make a mistake on your one time where you're really under pressure, but both Cameron Carter-Vickers and Aaron Long did a good job. They didn't let anything pass them. We're fine. Cameron Carter-Vickers really showed out in the air. I thought that he was very good in the air and confident on the ball. I think he kind of looked like Luca De La Tour, where he was just clearly a cut above and looked really fine. Then Matt Turner did nothing. Yeah, he was fine playing the ball at the back, but wasn't under any pressure. You might have noticed that I didn't talk about our 4-goal striker, Jesus Ferreira, and I can't put him in the good category despite the 4 goals, because for every goal he scored, he missed so many chances, it wasn't funny. He did not look good in that first half, even scoring the goal. His finishing is really not good at this level, which this Grenada team wasn't even good. This was below a USL level, and he didn't impress me, which, his goal on the corner kick, that was amazing. Really nice goal there, but his finishing isn't good. It is what it is. I remember a game similar to this where we were scoring at the end. Sebastian Soto, who's nowhere near the team and shouldn't be, he scored 2 goals with ease. He looked really good in that game. I remember Chris Mueller putting goals away. I remember Jonathan Lewis doing this. It's not that scoring 4 goals means nothing, but he didn't look good, and I really don't think he should be in the 9 conversation. Even without, even putting finishing aside, he wasn't combining well today. If there's going to be a Jesus Ferreira every touch compilation put out pretty soon, I bet, and watch that. It wasn't looking good. He looked pretty poor in the air. He had a heavy first touch a lot and not really good at all. I can't say he was bad because 4 goals, but I don't think he helped himself today, which is weird, but I think you know what I mean if you saw the game. Jedi Robinson, he's also in this category. I didn't really like him today, but I don't think it was anything different from what he normally does. His crossing is like really inconsistent, and he is an inconsistent player, but our fullbacks have been so bad that I don't think it really matters. Next, for players who... and I should throw Weston McKinney in there, because Weston McKinney, he was bad, but he shouldn't be playing. He's clearly not up to full speed. And now 3 players I feel like hurt their stock, and that's Paul Arriola, Jordan Morris, and Reggie Cannon. Arriola picked up a goal towards the end, but he was bad. First touch, really heavy, couldn't dribble past a bad defense to save his life, and he's not quality enough for this team. He was getting on the ball, but he was giving it away so easily. He was looking so wasteful, and he just isn't a good enough player for this team. And I think this is the first game that he's been the better wing of the 2 wings that have played, because Jordan Morris, he didn't look like he belonged. And in a game where we had players who aren't professionals on the pitch, he didn't belong. Which, it's just, his injuries, they took a toll. He will still have his place in history. He scored some game-winning goals for us, but it's time to move on. He's not good enough. And same with Paul Arriola. But he won't have a place in history. Paul Arriola was, I don't know, I've never rated him, and he shouldn't be in this team. Reggie Cannon. I think that Reggie Cannon should be looked at as a center back, which isn't great for him because he's really down the depth chart as a center back. But the way I see it is I compare him to DeAndre Yedlin, and Yedlin isn't a soccer player. He just isn't there technically. I don't think he's there tactically. He's literally just fast. Reggie Cannon, he's a good athlete, and he's a soccer player. You watch him on the ball, he's competent. You see him taking positions, he's competent. I have him over DeAndre Yedlin because of that, but he's not an option at right back. He offers nothing going forward. And that's okay, I think, because like the way I see it, if he's seeing the field, it's probably going to be in a more defensive situation. So I'm fine with that. I am okay with him being a really defensive right back, but he can't start for this team. He's in a similar situation to Kellen Acosta, where you could see putting him on the game towards the end, seal up a win, but he cannot be starting. So yeah, that's it for the starters. Substitutes, Malik Tilman looked good. You can tell he's pretty raw. I think his concentration really slipped towards the end of the game when we were up, which it's fine as a young player, but I don't think he's ready. But you can see a lot of talent in him, and he's going to be a good player, but it wouldn't take him to the World Cup or anything. But still, looks good. Walker Zimmerman, I thought Walker Zimmerman was kind of bad tonight. I don't care and it doesn't matter. You shouldn't care. But just, it is hard to come on as a center back, and honestly, I think Cameron Carter-Vickers did better when he came on and a couple games ago, and this was like Eric Palmer-Brown level bad. He was not good today. Then George Bello, Christian Roldan, they didn't make any impact. You have to acknowledge that. This was their chance to make an impact. I was really hoping Christian Roldan would score today, but they had a chance and they didn't do it. And then Brenden Aaronson, he played great. I think like Luca De La Tour, just came on clearly a cut above, picked up an assist, could have had a goal, really looked good. So yeah, that's what we learned from this game. A couple players really cemented their spot. A couple players, well, they didn't. And I think, especially at the wing, we have to be calling up Josh Sargent, Nicholas Ciccini, Matthew Hoppe, Conrad De La Fuente, all of them over Morris and Arriola again. And really, at the 9, give Haji Wright a chance. I don't know, because with Ferreira, we talk about form so much. He's in the form of his life in the MLS. It doesn't really matter. I don't know, I find that at the World Cup, class kind of shines through. You remember last time, Diego Costa came in and had a really nice tournament, and when he was on his way out of Atletico Madrid, but he was still a good player, and it showed through. I don't know. It's a bit of a struggle. Fullbacks looked really weak. Striker looks really weak. Thankfully, winger, we have so much depth that it doesn't really matter how Arriola and Morris play, because they're not going to see the field anyway. But yeah, we have a lot a lot to think about after this game. Some really good performances from Luca De La Tour. Cameron Carter-Vickers showed his stuff. Aaron Long, he impressed. I mean, he shouldn't be in this team in my opinion, but hey, he did his job. Kellen Acosta, liked him. Ferreira, he put away 4 goals, but I don't know. You have to talk about the actual game. Yeah, that's all I have to talk about. Hopefully the game against El Salvador, right? That'll be better. That'll be better. So yeah, that's all I have to talk about. See ya.